Is this attack by Ukraine on Moscow using drones, is this a sign of desperation, do you think?
Well, I think you can see it the other way, a sign of aggression. It's a message to Putin that, and to the Russian people, that Ukraine can strike back even at the heart of Russia's populace. It's a message that sets up a better table for negotiating, because we know that now that Trump is president, this will be an impetus.
All right, and Ukraine has been just absolutely pleading to be able to use U.S.-made weapons on Russia. What are the odds that Biden grants that permission while, during this time between now and January 20th?
Well, President Biden has already granted permission for some of these weapons to be used within close proximity to the Russian border with Ukraine. Whether or not he gives permission to go further, I think that we will see that gradual increase, although not all the way to Moscow. I think no one wants to see an escalation of that magnitude.
All right, Ukraine has been pressing for membership in NATO. Is that a realistic goal for them now that Donald Trump's about to be our president?
I don't think it's ever been realistic for them to be part of NATO while there's an ongoing war. I think that there are negotiations to be had, and certainly it'll be a major non-NATO ally at some point in the near future.
And Trump has been fiercely critical of NATO during his first term. Even actually 2015, he started talking about it from memory. And even in a lot of his rally speeches saying these other nations are not paying their fair share. Is there any likelihood that we will actually pull out of NATO, or is this just bluster from Trump?
I don't think it is, and I think Donald Trump actually fulfilled one of his objectives, which was to get NATO allies to start paying what they were supposed to into the alliance, so that the lion's share of funding was not coming from the United States. That was a success of his first term, and NATO, I think, has come to recognize that, if anything, he has strengthened the alliance and made them more reliant on each other instead of just American funding.
All right, well, since you're our foreign policy expert, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. Let's turn our attention to the Middle East now. War raging there as well. U.S. fighter jets, again, striking Iran-backed Houthi rebels overnight. Do you think we're going to see this kind of direct action even more?
I think we will see less of it. I think that Donald Trump's foreign policy involves more reliance on allies like Israel and Saudi Arabia than direct military interventionism.
All right. One of the biggest winners on election night was Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He sent out a tweet almost immediately. What do you think the future of our relationship with Israel is?
A stronger relationship with better terms. I think that President Biden has been good supporting Netanyahu, but President Trump has made it no bones about the fact that Israel is our longtime ally, and we stand together against Iran and Iranian aggression.
Yeah, and these ceasefire and hostage release negotiations have been going on in Qatar, and they've said, look, we're not going to be doing this anymore. We're not going to mediate this anymore until both sides politically seem like they're actually willing to compromise, and right now they aren't. So what's the likelihood that we're going to get a ceasefire anytime soon?
I think that it's inevitable that there will be a ceasefire, but only after Israel achieves more of its military objectives.
All right, this is the first time in history two warring nations have deployed drones on such a large scale, if we can go back to Russia and Ukraine. Is this the future of warfare?
I think it is. I think the future of warfare is less personal involvement and more using technology, using drones, using the available resources to not put people at risk, although you still need soldiers to take ground and keep it.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing drones used as well, obviously in the Middle East, too, aren't we?
We're seeing it in the Middle East, but we're seeing the limits of that. We're seeing how many drones actually get intercepted. So ultimately, you still need, look what Israel did. They sent fighters. They sent piloted fighters to attack Iran. You still need that human element.
Finally, Donald Trump has campaigned on peace through strength. Will we have that?
I think we will. I think that we will see 4 years of more stability and more peace in the world.
We hope so. Thank you so much for joining us, Gerard Filitti, international law and foreign policy expert. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.